all of Star Citizen, there's one fleet of ships that leads the pack compared to all the rest. And within that fleet of ships is one particular ship with the loudest bark of all. Today, we talk about whether or not you should buy an Aegis Vanguard Harbinger. Leading the charge for the Aegis Vanguard lineup of ships is the Harbinger. And this bad boy is a beast, I tell you. Do you know what it's got? Do you want to know what it has? Well, it has everything. It has a turret, it has guns, and it has space for you and your friends to do whatever you really want. Especially considering right now where this ship is one of the strongest contenders for PvP and PvE. It's got an arsenal of missiles that makes some other more specialist ships look absolutely pathetic in comparison, and unlike those other specialist ships, this has the hull and armor to match. It's also got super fast engines, so you can go from A to B in no time, as well as quantum travel through the entire system without having to refuel. It's pretty much one of the best all-rounders, so let's break it down and explain why you should or should not buy the Aegis Vanguard Harbinger. So let's start tip to butt. Let's start with the exterior and the most awesome part of this ship. That size 5 massive hardpoint right on the nose. Granted, that's not a specialty of the Harbinger, it's actually on every single Vanguard, but it's one of the easiest ways to get your hands on some massive firepower. The Vanguards also have 4 bespoke size 2 hardpoints above that, which can be swapped out for anything from repeater, cannons, and even distortion weapons. These guns can make short work of almost anything, especially some medium to large size targets like freelancers and above. I even think this would be a pretty good solo ship if you're going to go up against HRVTs. What makes the Harbinger special though can actually be seen inside of the hull. So let's take a step back from the cockpit and the nose of the ship and have a little look at the interior, middle section, and the belly of this beast. Directly behind the cockpit, you'll find 2 beds. That's enough for you and a friend, and you can obviously stay here, respawn, and also bed logout. Right beside the bed, you'll even see access to the turret. That is a man turret up top with 2 size 3 hardpoints, providing an absolutely massive amount of assisting firepower for you going up against almost any target. Especially considering now that turrets have fantastic aim assist. Frankly, I think it's the one thing about the Vanguard that makes it absolutely incredible in getting rid of those light fighters that would otherwise be the bane of your existence if you were trying to fly this ship solo. This really is, much like any other Vanguard, a ship meant to be flown together with a friend. Now, I've held it back long enough. Let's bring out and let's uncover what it is that makes the Harbinger the Harbinger. The massive size 5 torpedoes that you will find visually on display with a nice love letter from Aegis, just reminding you as the pilot that yes, you do have 3 size 5 torpedoes that you should use against your enemies. And unlike a certain other ship with its own size 5 torpedoes, thanks to the massive cannon on front, you can keep up the pressure even if your size 5 does miss. Luckily, these size 5s aren't the only thing you have access to. You've also got a full arsenal of missiles and hardpoints that you can change out for anything from size 1 to size 4 missiles, giving you absolutely plenty of flexibility and far more firepower than the competing brands of ships. And frankly, it's one of the reasons why the Vanguards are just so good at almost literally anything. So apart from being able to deal with almost any threat and travel with a friend completely in comfort, the ship also provides you every other amenity you might need, from a toilet, shower, storage, and yes, of course, a gun rack. I remember when some of the most expensive ships in the game didn't even launch with one of those. And when the future of the game finally gets here, all of your component access for repair and anything else you might need to do is all behind your main piloting seat in a very easy to access and, I would say, very logical way. Now, let's bring it down to a bit more of the statistics and facts kind of thing. I want to talk to you about some of the small features of this ship that you really may not have considered. The engines, for example, and the fuel and quantum fuel, that's together, size. It is massive. This ship lets you do almost anything and go anywhere, with 2,500 units of quantum fuel and 390,000 units of hydrogen capacity. You can pretty much go anywhere compared to any of the other ships that are in the lineup as competition to the Vanguard. It's also got, the Harbinger especially, 42,000+ hit points. So if you want to last longer in a fight, the Harbinger might be the choice for you and a reason to choose it over any of the competitors. The Harbinger also has a pretty fair pitch, yaw, and roll rate, including a very substantial top speed of 1,022 meters per second. And thanks to its two massive engines, you're unlikely to end up in a tailspin, for example, if you lose one. That's not something that can be said for a lot of other ships. The only thing I guess you can't do with a Vanguard or the Vanguard Harbinger is mine. And that's just a pity, really. Frankly, guys, I've heard the argument before that the Vanguard series of ships makes a lot of other ships completely obsolete, and I didn't really believe them until I took it out for a good spin with a friend of mine for a nice long Twitch session. By the way, I stream almost every other day over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Steweymyster. You can come check me out there and actually participate in streams like this where I capture footage. Yeah, the Vanguard has, and unfortunately will always be, the better choice compared to competitors of its class. I think that SIG will have to rebalance this ship later on, and maybe there will even be a part 2 to this video when those balances finally come out. With the future of control surfaces and 318's flight model, we don't really know what sort of change the Vanguard will have applied to it, and it may become a bit of a flying tank, if you will. But for the time being, it is definitely one of the best ships you can buy for either a solo or maybe duo gameplay style. The Harbinger is also very, very good for its unique ability to carry size 5 torpedoes, have that extra armor strength that you need, and be one of the better ships for camouflage. I mean, come on guys, it's green. That's going to hide in almost anywhere. Now, if you want my loadout advice, I would strongly recommend a size 5 cannon, because when you get to size 5, the bullet velocity of repeaters and cannons is equal, so you're better off with that higher alpha damage. I prefer to use laser cannons, of course, because, well, it's what I enjoy, but you could get away with a size 5 ballistic Gatling if you didn't want to bother with the enemy's shields. Let's be honest, those pesky shields are only in the way. You definitely want 4 size 2 repeaters, definitely laser as well, so you don't run out of ammunition. This will be your bread and butter for dealing with most of the smaller ships. For missiles, anything electromagnetic seems to be pretty strong right now. Just keep an eye on Urkel.games if you want to have a little look at the loadout and maybe try before you buy. At the moment, Star Citizen is experiencing a bit of a renaissance in terms of ship balance. So if you want to get in there and have a bit more fun nowadays, you can definitely do that with the Vanguard. And hopefully, maybe I'll see you in the verse. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed. This is going to be the first in a long line of an entire series about every single ship in the game. So why don't you let me know in the comments down below what ship you think I should do next. Let me know if there's something about the Aegis Vanguard Harbinger that I've missed out that is one of your favorite bits. Maybe it's the fact that it has landing wheels. That's actually something that I absolutely love. I didn't really think it deserved its own special mention at some other part in the video. Anyway guys, like I said, thank you very much for watching. Go check me out on Twitch, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to use my referral link, guys. I really would like that, and you guys get an extra kick as well when you do. So thank you very much. See you then.